Hello, my stitching friends. Welcome to my channel, The Needlebug. My name is Karen, and this is a channel where we talk about cross stitch. If you're not into cross stitch, then you found the wrong place because this is a cross stitch channel. If you're new here, welcome. I hope you find something that you like and that you will hit the subscribe button below. And also ring the bell so you get a notification of when I put up a new video. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you ever so much for hanging out with me. Today, my friends, I think we're going to talk about all the works in progress that I have. On my last video, a lot of you have asked to see everything that I have going as far as my stitching is concerned, and so I thought we'd do a bit of a WIP parade. Probably not as many as you think, but I do have a pile here, believe it or not. But you guys all know that, don't you? So we'll have a look at my projects, grab a beverage, your favorite beverage, grab your stitching, and let's spend some time together looking at what I have going. So let's see. First up is, well, I guess I started this last year, maybe 2021. It's the iStitch band sampler. This is not finished, but we have a good bit done. I don't think I have too many more parts to go, but yeah, I'm down pretty far. I think I have maybe I'm going to say 4 more parts until I have this finished, because the band, as you can see, is almost filled up. And then it will go on a spool. So that's the iStitch band sampler from 2021, who needs to be finished. Okay. Keep my piles straight here so I know what I showed you and what I didn't show you. Okay, so we can put that back there. Next up, and these are in no particular order, so they are not newest to oldest or oldest to, they're just all mixed up. I just went through my drawers and grabbed everything that I had started so that we can share that today. So this one is all stitching Jules's fault. So Jules, if you're watching, this one's all your fault. But this I use mainly as a travel piece. If I have to go with my husband to the doctor or wait in an office anywhere, because it's all one color and it's pretty easy stitching. So I usually take this along, and I can stitch this in hand, so I don't have to carry too much except the chart, some black thread, and a needle and thread. So this is Ronnie Rose, let me get it right here, Williamsburg. And I started this, okay, here we go, there we go. I started this quite some time ago. The top half is all finished, and as you can see, I started on the bottom, and the bottom half really is quite denser with stitching than the top. But as I said, when I know I'm going to be sitting somewhere and having to wait, like in a doctor's office, or when I take my husband to the doctor, this goes with. So this is Ronnie Rose, Williamsburg, and I want to say 1776. And I will stick a picture in here of, let me get the right one. Here we go, I believe this is it. Nope, sorry. Okay, I don't have a picture of this one. All right, sorry about that. But you get the idea, and I'm sure many of you have seen this one before. So that's Ronnie Rose. And look what I'm using for a backdrop on my mailing boxes. Comes in handy when I don't have a big enough piece of foam core to fit. So here we go. So that's Williamsburg. Next up, and this is a long time project. This is one I started, oh golly, quite a few years ago. And I pick it up every now and again, but really I haven't picked it up in quite some time. And I really should get it finished. So you all know what this looks like when it's completed, but I will didn't I put this one? Okay, call me not prepared. Here I thought I was all prepared, but you guys know what this one looks like. This is, okay, go this way. This is Houses of Hawk Run Hollow. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 done. I'm working on the 6th one. And again, I don't get this out too often, but every now and again when I want some stitching that, how can I say, doesn't take a lot of thought, then I will grab this. So, and what I did on this, at the time I started it, I did not have all the called for colors. So I just started substituting colors that I had that were close enough. And to be perfectly honest, it's been so long, I don't remember which ones I subbed out. But that's where we are on Houses of Hawk Run. Okay. So that's 2. We'll keep count here to see how many I actually, because I didn't count them ahead of time. We'll see how many I actually have. And as I'm going through, I think I've decided I'm going to set up a rotation. So I'm going to ask your help. I think I would put 4 in a rotation so I can stitch one every week. And if it's a week that has, or a month, I'm sorry, that has 5 weeks, then I will use that last week to stitch whatever I want, But I would like to get some of these finished, and I would like to commit to that and have you guys hold me accountable to that, because I tend to just pick one thing and work on that endlessly, and then I get so tired of it that sometimes I lose my wanting to stitch. So the next one, now this one I do have a picture of, is Anniversaries of the Heart. So that's what it looks like finished. Okay. And this is where I am. Okay, the light I think is flushing it out a little bit. Let me see if I can turn. Oh, that just made it worse. Hold on a second here. Oh, that made me awful cloudy. God bless America. There. Here we go. We'll do it without that. Now that's a little dark. Oh, I can't win, can I? But this is Anniversaries of the Heart. There. You just have to bear with me. And that's where I am. 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks are, well, 3 blocks are completely finished. The 4th block is almost finished, and I did, wrong way, Jose. I did start a little bit the border on the 5th block. There we go. That's a little bit better. So that's where we are on Anniversaries of the Heart. Yeah. This is a wonderful room to stitch in, but it's very difficult to get decent lighting in here, other than when I'm using my magnifier at magnifying floor stand. But back here, maybe it's a little bit better, but then you can't see it quite as well. So that's Anniversaries of the Heart. That's a Blackbird design, and it was out of print there for a while, and it has been re-released so that you can get all the parts of it now, where it hadn't been available for a while, and it was really, a lot of people were looking for it and wanted it, and it has, like I said, it has since been re-released, so that's kind of nice. You know, I'm an advocate of, if it's at all possible, to re-release some of these charts instead of some of these go for outrageous prices on eBay. You know, and I like to see the designers get, you know, get what they're worth, and all the time and energy they put in these projects. Yeah, I'd like to see those dollars go to the designers, but you know what? It is what it is, and more power to people that have some of those charts and can share them and sell them on eBay if they can. Yeah, is what it is. This one is a Heaven and Earth design that I started this past year, so it's not been too long. And this is Spread Your Wings. So let me find it here. Spread. Oops. Yeah, oops. There it is. Spread Your Wings. Okay, and this is how far I got. Now this one I happen to put away because I started in the library. So this one probably has not seen any love for a couple months. So it might be time to start rotating her again. So that's Spread Your Wings. And I am down starting the head, starting her head. And that really was one of my goals, is to get that started so I could start working on her and then gradually fill in all that background, because it's a lot of dark and gloomy stitching. I don't know what it is. I tend to really like these pictures that are all dark colors, but be that as may. This is being stitched on 20 count easy grid, and I forgot to tell you what the others. Anniversaries of the Heart is on 40 count, 1 strand over 2. Houses of Hawk Run Hollow is 40 count, 1 strand over 2. When I'm over 2 stitching, 40 count is my go-to. The Ronnie Rose is on 20 count easy grid. So that's to catch you up on that. And the band sampler, the iStitch band sampler, is on 28 count banded linen. I think. I don't remember, but I think that's what it is. So, what are we up to? 1, 2, 3, 5. there's more coming. That's 5. Okay, this one, oh my goodness. This one has to be the oldest work in progress I have anymore. And it's being done. I don't even think I have, well, maybe I can show you. No picture, because all I have is my working copy anymore. So I don't have a picture, and I'm sorry. I apologize for that. Oops, here we go. I don't have a picture. It's being stitched on 40 count, and I believe this is one of my last pieces of Graziano linen, 40 count Graziano linen, which is no longer, it's no longer being made, and it was is my most favorite linen in the whole wide world. What did I do here? I had a needle sticking in here. Let's see. There we go. Unthread it and went through a couple of it. There we go. Yeah, this was my most favorite linen in the world. And unfortunately, they don't manufacture it anymore. Graziano still, I believe, does a 45 count and maybe even a 38 count, but I really am not 100% sure because I don't see it around too much anymore. So this goes back to the days, and it's been a lot of years. This goes back to the days when I was stitching Quaker samplers. And oh my God, do I even remember the name of it? Mary Peacock. And this chart at the time was done by Needleprint, which no longer doesn't exist anymore. They went out of business, or Jacqueline retired, or it's been so long I don't even remember. And the colors I'm using is Vicki Clayton's hand-dyed fibers. It was her conversion to this back in the day. So I haven't touched this one for a very, very long time either. But this is how far I am. Again, sorry for the lighting. Some of these motifs are a little hard to see because the colors are so light. Like this one that I'm working on up here, you can barely see because the colors are so light. So when I do go back to this at some point in time, here's another one that's very, very, not that one, this one is very, very light. It's hard to see. And this one, again, very, very light. And I think that's probably why I put this away and haven't worked on it much, because I was not real happy with the colors. I wanted them to stand out a little bit more than some of them do. So what I may do is take some of those, frog some of those motifs and switch out colors. I mean, and Quakers, you really can easily do that because these little gals really just used whatever thread they had. There was no rhyme or reason to the colors that they used. So this one has been languishing in the drawer for, well, quite some time. And it may stay a bit longer because, as you saw in my beginning little ditty there, I already have quite a few samplers, Quaker samplers stitched. So if I get back to this at some point in time, that's fine. If I don't get back to it, I'm okay with that too. Because like I said, this is a color issue for me. I'd like to see some of the colors be a bit darker, and I would have to change that out, and one day. If I get back to it, great. If I don't, that's okay. Not going to bother me. Not going to bother me at all. And the next one is, gosh, I was, okay, there it is. Legal High by Long Dog Samplers. And this one I'm stitching on 22 count hardanger fabric. There we go. 22 count hardanger fabric with 30 count sulky thread. And I honestly forget what the color name was. It's a midnight blue, I believe. But this is rather fun to stitch. So again, this is one that I work on periodically when I want some stitching that doesn't take a lot of concentration, like a Heaven and Earth, or if I'm doing a stitching challenge. I was in the survival of the stitchiest there for a while, and I would use this one quite often when I needed to get a whole bunches of stitches done in a short period of time, because we would get challenges of like the group of us had to stitch, say, 20,000 stitches in 2 days or 3 days. So that's when I would get something like this out, because I knew I could get a lot of stitches accomplished in a short period of time. So that's that one. And then, of course, we have another long dog coming up. And that would be, oops, I guess I gotta turn this one off. Okay, there we go. Death by Cross Stitch. And I'm not terribly far on it, but again, this is one that comes out every now and again. There we go. So I have basically the top done, and this is also done on 22 count hardanger fabric, and I'm doing it in black. I debated a long time about using maybe a red and a gold in it, and I don't know how you guys do it. I wish I did, because I don't think I'm not very good at it. I can never decide where to put those colors. Like if I'm going to add red, for example, where do I add that red? Or if I'm going to add red and gold, where do I add those? I just have a hard time deciding. So again, it's much easier for me, and I enjoy it more when I just pick one color and stitch it all in the same color. So here we go. This is where we are. And again, this is something I pull out if I'm doing a challenge where I need to do a lot of stitches, or if I'm just not in the mood to do a Heaven and Earth with all the color changes and counting and switching. Ah, yeah, sometimes you just need a break from those. So this is another one that will come out every now and again. Not real often, but every now and again. So I lost count, folks. I hope you're counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, we're up to 8. So if I was to just go a week at a time through them all, that's already 2 months. Then we have, and I really probably should get to this one too. You know what? It's all these shoulda, coulda, wouldas. This one, next one is not Magic of Books, Once Upon a Time. Oh, had a brain moment there. Once Upon a Time, again, a Heaven and Earth design. And I really can't tell you how many stitches I had done, but I think just roughly guesstimating, I'm about 1/3 of the way complete with this. So this is another one that I'm making this for my daughter. So this is another one I would like to get finished sooner rather than later. So we'll see how that goes. Okay. So what is that, number 9? Okay. And number 10. Nope, wrong one. You've all seen lately. And this is where we are with In the Library. And now I'm doing a little bit of parking again, but okay. So I have the width done. So where you see the finish over here, that edge, that is the end of the design. Okay. And I'm going to be working down. And this one I kind of go back and forth between doing sections of cross country and doing some parking. I can't always make up my mind which I want to do. I believe I do prefer the cross country with sections of parking, or small sections, and doing cross country more so than I like the parking. And I know I have all those videos out on diagonal stitching and parking, and you guys that are continuing to do that, wonderful. And if my videos have helped you, that makes my heart feel good, because that's why they're there. So this one has gotten a lot of love since I started it. It's been pretty much been like a focus piece, but again, none of these are highest priority of have to get it done, have to get it done, have to get it done. And I think that's probably part of my problem with that, of not really sticking to anything here of late, and having that, what do I stitch? What do I want to stitch today? What do I want to work on today? Okay. That can't quite get settled feeling. And because I don't have anything that is really pressing and really has to be done, or I want to have done, that's when I get into these slumps of, what do I want to stitch on? Oh, maybe I don't even want to stitch today. Maybe I want to knit. Yeah, which I'm not going to show that today, but yeah, I got a little bit of that sock bug going on here. Yeah, I just put socks, a pair, on Magic Loop so that I could do 2 at a time. I'm getting a little confused with that, and I don't know how good they're going to get, but we're giving it a shot. Okay, next up, okay, that was 9. This is number 10. Oh God, I can't believe I actually have 10 works in progress. This is so not me. This is that summer, was it Summer Schoolhouse by Brenda Gervais? And again, I started this a while ago. I'm doing it on 25 count mushroom Lugana, 1/1, and it looks a bit willy-nilly on this piece of fabric because I am going to cut them apart and make little pillows out of them. So I just kind of, I don't know, I just kind of stuck them on here wherever they fit at the time. So I have them, oops, here we go, sorry. I don't have a picture of these either, but it's almost completed. So this is where I am. 4 of them are done, and this 5th one over here is almost finished. I just have the birds to do and the border underneath the planter, and then that's finished, and then here we go. And then they can be made into pillows, and what I'm going to do with them after that, I have no clue. I did change up some of the colors, and honestly, I can't tell you anymore which ones. It's like I said, this has been a work in progress for a while, but I do like it. I have enjoyed stitching it. It has been fun, and this, gosh, that's the last one, and that just needs, like I said, the bird finished. There's a bird down here, I believe, and then that bottom border that will match this bottom border. And then it's finished, and then what I will do is put some fusible Pellin on the back before I cut them apart. And then I will cut them and sew them into pillows and find the backing fabric, and they will be all finished, and I'll just have to find a basket or something to put them in and hope, beyond hope, that the cats don't think they're a toy. Because you know how cats can be, and we have 2. So they normally don't bother my stitching. Normally. But when you put stuff like that out, don't know. They may very well think they're toys and want to play with them. So we will see what happens, and we will take that day by day and see what comes of it. Okay, last one, number 12. I think that's what it was. I believe that's what it was. I'm good at losing count. Okay, this one I need to finish serging the edges. And this one, again, I'm sure everybody knows what this looks like finished. But this is Pandemic. And it's done on 25 count Victorian red Lugana with B5200. And this is how far I am. Yes, I do like long talk samplers. I actually have 4 of them hanging in this room. And there's a couple more I would love to do. I want to keep it where the light is decent, so you get a, there you go. That's pretty true to the color. And like I said, it's 25 count Victorian red, 1/1 with B5200. So that's 12. If I was to work on these one a week and rotate through them all, that would take me roughly 3 months to get them through them all. But I think what I'd like to do is pick 4 and give each one a week in the month. And then if there's a 5th week, then it would be stitch on what you want. Or even if there's a couple days in between, you know, how you 1 week is in what, or that week where you have a few days in one month and a few days in another month, and that week would probably be stitch what you want when you want kind of thing. But I'm seriously thinking that if I do it that way, maybe I wouldn't get bored or lose my stitchy bug. I think what happened was I really wanted Stitcher's Retreat finished, and I got it finished and framed and hanging up on my wall. But that last year that I was stitching on it, which would have been 2020, and I finished it, I finished it March 5th of this year, actually on my husband's birthday, and had it framed. I picked it up in May, so it's, this year that it's been hanging on my wall just a couple months. But that last 12, 13, 14, maybe 15 months that I worked on it, I stitched well over, trying to think. I hit 50% in 2021, and I finished it the very beginning of 2022. So it had 468,000 stitches in it, and I only hit 50% in the beginning of 2021. So that last leg of stitching, I stitched over 200,000 stitches to get it done. And I think it kind of wore me out. And that's why I'm having a bit of trouble and feeling a bit, unsettled. So I'm thinking if I do a rotation and change it up a bit, I can get rid of that unsettled feeling. That's what I'm hoping. And I'd like to start out with 4 projects. And then as I finish one, move in another one, so that I always stay with 4 that I'm currently working on. And I really don't necessarily need a focus piece. If there's something that I want done a little sooner, I'll use that extra week in some months to work on it a little bit extra. But I think 4 projects for a week each, and then whatever falls in between, stitch what I want when I want. We're going to try that and see what happens. So my question for you guys is, help me pick the 4 projects. Now, what I am going to do in the meantime is I am going to finish this Brenda Gervais because it is so close. And in all honesty, To be truthful, let's see, what time is it now? 2:30 in the afternoon. I could probably finish this between today and tomorrow. Probably. Because there really isn't that much left. This bird up here is essentially finished. Oh God, there we go. Is essentially finished. It not just needs some branches put on it. The bird down on here on the bottom won't take long, and that border is easy peasy. Doesn't take long at all. So between today, the rest of today, and maybe, pardon me, and maybe tomorrow morning, this should be done. Okay, so we'll take that one out of the running. So that still leaves 4 to be picked. So I'm going to ask you guys all, what 4 should we pick for me to stitch on, to concentrate on until one is done and we sub in another one. So let me know what you think. Put it in the comments and we'll start that rotation after the next video when I announce what the most popular 4 have been. And then I will start that rotation and we will take it from there. So my friends, I hope you have enjoyed this little peek into all the projects that I have going, and I appreciate all of you that will help me out with deciding what 4 we're going to work on. So with that, I'm going to say to end this for now, and probably hoping to get another video. Well, wait, I was going to say later this week. However, I have some appointments, so it might not be until either the weekend or next week. So I look forward to hearing from you all to find out what these 4 projects are going to be. I'm kind of pretty excited about it. So I want to say thank you to all for dropping by and spending time with me and allowing me into your home to spend time with you. So in the meantime, stay safe, stay healthy, enjoy every bit of your stitching because life is just too short. So until next time, I will say so long. Bye-bye. Oh, here we go. I did say, and here we go.